This is the book of Amos, chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. And they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Most High, and shall not find it. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessing be multiplied on all you brethren, pushing this word in all sincerity and truth, to the hopeful elect, 144,000, and the great multitude of men, women, and children that will receive mercy from the Lord in these last days. Shalom. All right, I'm the brother Dama Agabar here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. All right, and as we can see, man, hey, the days of the famine of this word are vastly approaching. And, we do videos like this all the time, not meaning that, the famine of the word is going to come today or next week or in the next coming months, but we can see that the powers that be are creating an atmosphere to where ultimately this truth is going to be outlawed. Speaking the words out of the Bible are going to be deemed to be hateful. They're going to be deemed to be extreme ideological type of speech. They're going to start saying that the things in the Bible are offensive. It promotes homophobia, misogyny, and all type of they're gonna say that the Bible just should be outlawed and banned because it could promote extreme ideological beliefs. It can cause people to be violent, or it could create an atmosphere to where that can't be condoned in society anymore. All right. And, we see these things are advancing approachly. These devils are putting laws into place. They're putting agendas in side of the government to where, us going out on the highways and the byways and prophesying and speaking the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and rebuking and correcting and, calling out all of the wickedness in this society to be illegal and hateful. And they're going to say it's not going to have any place in this society anymore, which we know is ultimately an attack on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because they don't want the truth of the Bible to be spoken or to be used to condemn their wicked actions. And hey, this is just the times that we're coming into. So brothers got to be wise, be more prudent in how you're out here on these different social media platforms, how you're conducting yourselves out on the highways and the byways, what you're posting on social media, on Twitter, on TikTok, or Facebook, or whatever platforms that you might find yourself on, because hey, these devils are setting up, how would I say? They're setting up, task force and teams to scour the internet to watch and monitor what everybody is posting online. And they're setting they're setting up the stage to where, anything that you say that they deem to be hateful or misogynic, or, a rhetoric that could lead to violence, or that could, push people to react in violence, or to, speak out against particular things, can be used against you, and you can be locked up, you can be thrown in jail, you can be fined, and you can be ultimately deemed an enemy or terroristic, man. All right, so lucky if I'm kind of hard for me to put together words. I just woke up, my brain is still I'm still waking up, but Lord willing, this will be edifying. But look at this though. This is from the BBC. And remember, whatever they're doing in London, they're going to do it here in the Americas, all right? Because it's a global agenda. But this is from the BBC. It says, misogyny to be treated as extremism by UK government. And you see, and we know that, they could say that the Bible is a book of misogyny, because the Bible does condemn the wickedness of women. The Bible does say that, women are wicked, and it goes into, a lot of the wickedness of a woman, at which they could say could be deemed to be hateful. Certain particular scriptures they can use out of context and say that, oh, this is a form of misogyny. This is a things that are written in the Bible can cause men to hate women and to react to a particular way to women. And some of the judgments that are written in the Bible according to women could be deemed to be misogynist in nature, and therefore could be deemed to be outlawed or banned. You see, and this is why, we're telling you that, hey, the famine of the word, and eventually, these devils are setting up to where the idea of free speech and you having an opinion, or you to be able to critically think and voice your opinion about particular things, are going to be outlawed. You see, so it's just an all-out attack in general, but we know that it will be applied to the prophets and to the words of the Most High. All right. And this is the bruh that's doing it. It says, Home Secretary Yvette Cooper has pledged to crack down on people pushing harmful and hateful beliefs. You see? And like I said, and you better believe they're going to use that to come up against the prophets and the men of the Lord, because they always, they already have the Hebrew Israelites on the so-called hate list, or whatever you call it, extreme list or whatever. So when these things are, if these particular laws come to pass, hey, they can have the green light to come up against us and to come up against the word and to, you know, um, get at us, man. But anyways, I'm gonna read a little bit of this article. Got a couple more precepts, man. But hey, like we've been telling you, Revelations 12:12, this devil is about to come down with that great wrath, because he sees that he has but a short time. All right. And like I say, people are waking up to the bullshit. Hey, the sorcery, the witchcraft, the propaganda. Esau is losing the information war, and people are waking up to the corruption and into the bullshit that these governments are trying to enforce on the citizens, man. And hey, and these devils got to do all that they can to try to push down any dissident, push down any opposition, any voice that can come up against them, or any truth that can expose their agenda. So therefore, they're just going to deem everything that you say, everything that you do, people's reactions, protesting, marching, having any type of criticism that goes against the mainstream narrative. They're going to put laws into place to where they could deem you to be an enemy of that, and can unjustly attack you for it, man. All right, let me get this real quick before I read some of this article. All right. And this is Psalms chapter 94, verse 20. It says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee? See, and right, because the throne of iniquity is basically Esau, Edom's whole system and his government and the way that they're moving right now. All right. Hey, and the throne of iniquity can't have fellowship with the prophets or with the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and which, against, with what we're doing, because this system is totally going to be against it. So therefore, they see, and this is a cut to the IUIC and all these 501c3 charter Israelite groups, because you're having fellowship with the throne of iniquity, because you're linking the ministry with the powers that be. And like I said yesterday when I was at camp, hey, this is why, a lot of you fringe Israelite groups, a lot of you logo having Israelite groups, you groups that have linked your ministry to this government. Hey, you're going to be like a shield for the true men of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, for the elect, for the great millstone, because you're going to be the first ones they're going to be able to come at and get at, man. They can, they're going to use your tax exempt status against you. They can say this group hasn't been paying its taxes. Let's say even if you are, this man can't be trusted, and he'll lie, and he's going to use you guys as fall guys to come up against this truth, to come up against all the prophets and all the men of the Lord and all of us who are out there on the highways and the byways, man. So there's no reason why you should have any fellowship with the throne of iniquity, but it's going to turn around and bite you in the ass anyway. You're benefiting right now. You're making all this money. You're getting all this tax exemption money. You're, making merchandise. You got all these businesses. You're spoken well of in this society. But hey, like the scriptures say, hey, that how's it go? Yeah, that covenant that you made with death is going to be disannulled, man, pretty soon. You see? So it says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. You see? And this is what all of these unrighteous decrees and situations like that they're trying to create like this ultimately will be used to do, to come up against the righteous, to come up against the prophets, to come up against the ministry, man. and ultimately to come up against the words of Yahweh Shem Shai, to well, eventually they'll be able to ban the Bible from even being spoken on the streets. And it's going to show you that in this article. Well, you it don't say that literally, but through the spirit you can, you know what I mean, pull it from here. So it says extreme misogyny, which misogyny means just look up the word, that you have a strong dislike for women. All right. And the word for misogyny, it says dislike of contempt for or ingrained prejudice against women. Now, like I said, now the Bible doesn't hate women, but it lets you know that a wickedness that women are very, very wicked, and it speaks about the wickedness of women. It shames the wickedness of women. It looks to shame and to correct the wicked behavior of women, which in this society, these women are given the green light to be whores, to be free, to be liberated, to be loose, and and to be everything that the Bible condemns. So therefore, they could say that, oh, the Bible is a huge beacon of misogyny for women. Look at the things written within there. And then they see us out on the highways and the byways trying to correct our women, to put them back in order in righteousness, shaming them for their bad behaviors. And therefore they can be able to use this type of laws to crack down and, deem the Bible to be vastly extreme, and everybody out there on the highways and the byways, using the Bible to push the righteousness that should be used to correct these women as, terroristic in nature. Right. It says extreme misogyny would be treated as a form of extremism under new government plans, the Home Office has said. And this is going to cut down on all these red pill YouTube videos, all the videos on, because that's huge right now. The so-called red pill movement, the MGTOW, a lot of men on these social media platforms, basically, getting on these women, calling out these women for their pride, their being 304s, all of their wickedness. All those pages are going to be cut and strapped too, because it's all going to be deemed a form of misogyny and hatred for women. It just shows you that, hey, this whole society as a whole is completely through, man. But like I said, it's all for a bigger goal of these elites to ultimately to shut down all forms of free speech, and for people having, the right to speak and say whatever they want to say, because they want to gain control. It says Yvette Cooper, the Home Secretary, has ordered a review of the UK's counter-extremism strategy to determine how best to tackle threats posed by harmful ideologies. You see? And you better believe the truth is going to be put under a harmful ideology, even though we're not doing anything, even though we constantly tell them that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, and that we're a spiritual group, and that, we're not condoning any brothers to go out there and to use violence, that we're not trying to fight and take down this government, that we're just, let me get that, matter of fact, that I said that, let me get that. Carnal. Excuse me. All right, here we go. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10. Let me see. Yeah, this is 2 Corinthians 10:3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. You see? Like I said, we're not out here gathering up weapons and trying to create an army and getting guns to try to fight against this government. Nor when we're out there on the highways and the byways are we trying to get physical, get carnal, fighting anybody that come up against the scriptures, man. All we're doing is, standing out there on the highways and the byways and speaking the words of the Most High. You see, but Esau is going to, try to use our words and the things that we're out here saying and the truth as being carnal, as being something that's harmful, something that's going to create a carnal effect, which is all bullshit. Now, not to say that you ain't got a lot of crazy people out there who do particular things, but as far as, what we're out there prophesying and, the nature of what we're doing for the most part is not carnal in nature, man. All we're doing is just reading out of the Bible. All right. It says, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, you see? Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach, you see? And that's why, we're always, that's why we get on women. We try to correct them and shame them for their lewd and wicked behavior so that they can come under the obedience of what the scriptures say, which will lead to righteousness. But like I said, dealing with Esau, he's going to turn that to be an harmful ideology, because it's going to hurt the feelings and the emotions of these women, because they want these women to be destroyed and whorish and loose and basically turned after Satan, man. But anyways, it says the analysis will look at hatred of women as one of the ideological trends that the government says is gaining traction, which shows you that Esau is a fucking hypocrite, man. Because if he was really trying to crack down on all of this wickedness and things online, why is he not taking down all of these rap videos or this ratchet so-called women rap that is totally toxic and nasty and just disgusting? Why ain't he taking down that shit? How come that's not being deemed as harmful to women as trying to manipulate them into being sluts and whores and disrespectful, loudmouth demons? You see, because that's ultimately that's what he wants these women to be. You don't want them to be virtuous. You don't want them to put their clothes on, to be in order as according to what the scriptures say. So therefore, that's safe and that's good for women. But correcting them and rebuking them for being wicked and ratchet and whores and sluts and everything that the Most High said a woman should be in righteousness, but to promote that is evil, and that's misogynist, and that's extreme in nature, which shows you the hypocrite of the fucking white man. But anyways, it says Miss Cooper said there has been a rise in extremism both online and on our streets. You see, who are on the streets? That's why I said in the spirit, you can see that this is ultimately going to be an attack against the prophets, because who are on the streets? All right. It says that phrase the very fabric of our communities and our democracy. What a joke. It says the review will look at the rise of Islamist and far-right extremism in the UK, as well as wider ideological trends. You can put us into that category, including extreme misogyny or beliefs which fit into the broader categories such as violence. And like I said, this gives them the power to deem whatever the hell they want to be, condemned and evil and extreme, so that they can have the power to shut things down, man. It says it will also look at the causes and conduct of the radicalization of young people. Ms. Cooper said the strategy will map and monitor extremist trends to work out how to disrupt and divert people away from them. Which basically they're going to do it by deeming it to be illegal, taking it all off the internet. And if you can't do it on the internet, and if you go out on the streets and try to say what you got to say and push your agenda, guess what? They will come and lock you up. See, and this is why they're creating these task forces to start going door to door, to start just gagging and disappearing people pretty soon. You see, this is the direction that this system is going, because so that he can establish this new world order. This is why he want all this digital digital identification, so that once you're locked into this digital system, man, everything about you, everything that you're doing can be tracked and traced in real time, man. You won't be able to escape. You won't be able to fly under the radar. Everything that you do and every move that you make can be mapped and tracked, and you can be dealt with in real time. It says it will also identify any gaps in existing policy which needs to be addressed to crack down on those pushing harmful and hateful beliefs and violence, she said. Ms. Cooper said that action against extremism has been badly hollowed out in recent years. The work will inform a new counter-extremism strategy, which was promised in Labour's manifesto, in which the Home Office says will respond to growing, changing patterns of extremism across the UK. You see? And that's pretty much it, man. I just wanted to get to the main point of that. Hey, but you can see what the way these devils are moving, man. All right. And hey, that's why, like I said, you got to be wiser as a serpent and harmless as a dove, and be more, wise about how you're moving on these social media platforms, because you can see the type of trap and snare that they're setting, man, so that they could start to come up against any, the dissidents, anybody that is, talking things that they don't want you to say, or informing people on information that they should have, or anything that goes against the mainstream narrative is about to be attacked in a major way. All right. And this is Isaiah 29:21. It says, for the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off. But here's the point: that make a man an offender for a word. See? And that's what Esau is ultimately trying to do. And this is why he's scouring the internet in these last days to make anybody offender for anything that he deems to be extreme or harmful, or information that's going to cause people to react in a way that basically will come up against the mainstream narrative, man. All right. It says, and lay a snare. What is a snare? A trap for him that reproveth in the gate. And this whole shit right here, what they're doing is a snare and a trap to, to attack free speech, to attack anybody with a narrative that they deem to be out of order, man. And that's all that it is. And lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of not. See, so no matter whether you're telling the truth or not, pretty soon that's not going to matter. It's going to be whatever Big Brother deems to be the truth. And if they say it's not the truth, that's misogynist, that's evil, that's hateful, that can cause people to be whatever, guess what? You're done. They're going to tag and bag you, and you're going to be hit with the full penalty of the law, man. So I just wanted to go into that, man, showing you that, hey, the famine of the word is, hey, it's almost to that point, man. We see the moves these devils are making. So, brother Akim out there, be wise, man. Be circumspect on what you're, doing. Hey, man, the Lord's going to allow us to continue to prophesy and to preach this word, and to the point to where, he's going to let us know when it's going to be time to stop preaching and, get off these highways and these byways. And then we're going to have to go to the next stage of, of this truth. So, your Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, for putting the spirit in me to do this lesson. Lord willing, you were edified. Shalom.